let's factor this polynomial. So the first thing we're going to do is look for greatest common factor for all four numbers. So 25 and 40, I mean, those end with 5 and zeros. Those could divide by 5, and 15, but 24 is not going to divide by 5, right? It doesn't end with 5 or 0. They're not all even. So this could divide by 3, but 40 doesn't. So you just kind of mentally go through the whole process, right? Like, what can we divide by? And I have other videos where I'm working on just greatest common factor. So we can work on that as well. But essentially, there's not one for all four terms. They don't all have a letter in them or a variable. So I'm ready to jump in to factoring this polynomial. So I'm going to draw a line sort of down the middle, split it into 2 and 2. And we're going to look for the greatest common factor for the left side and then for the right side. And so as we're doing that, keep in mind that you're here because you haven't learned it all yet, right? I'm learning every day new things because I haven't learned it all yet. And so we're capable of learning. We can do this. So let's do this. When we look at the left side, 25 and 40, those will both divide by 5. So let's divide out a 5 for both of them. And let's pay attention to the variables. They both have an n. In fact, they both have 2 of them. So n squared can come out of both of those. So 5n squared is going to be written in the front. 25 divided by 5, that's 5. And then n cubed divided by n squared. Think about it. You've got 3 of them. You're taking 2 away. You have 1 left, right? So 5n to the first, but we don't ever write that first power, right? So now we're on to the next part. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And the n squareds cancel, or they divide to equal 1 because it's the same thing divided by itself. All right, so that's what we have on that side. On the right side, there's a couple of ways you can think about doing this, but just know that you should end up with 5n plus 8 over here if you've done this correctly. So sometimes that can really help you to think, okay, what am I going to divide these by? Well, 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Hey, that works. They don't have an n in common, so I can't take an n out of that. And so that does give me the same factor in parentheses there. All right, so the last step is to write your factors. And so the first one's just going to be whatever we divided out. So we divided out 5n squared plus 3. And then we had 5n plus 8 in the other one. That is how you factor a polynomial by grouping. Hope that helps. See you next time.